Hi, Jim Brandt here with Request Tracker, and today we are talking about RTIR 6. This is the newest version of RTIR, the companion to RT6, which came out recently. And we're going to talk about one of the best new features in RTIR and also in RT really is completely customizable page layouts for your tickets. So when you look at a ticket, what we mean by page layout is all of the different components that are on the page, like people and dates. Now, starting with RT6 and RTIR6, you can completely control how this page looks. And that's true for all of the cues that are part of RTIR. So what you'll find after your upgrade is that you will have what we call page layouts for all of the pages in incident reports, meaning the create page, the display page, which is what we're looking at now, and then the update pages. So incident reports, incidents, investigations, countermeasures all now have a page layout. RTIR actually takes it a step further though. In the default setup, when you install RTIR, there's actually another feature that's in RT6 that RTIR uses. And what that is it allows you to set up a custom page layout, not only based on the queue that you're in, so if you're in incident reports or if you're in incidents, but based on the value of a custom field. So let's take a look at how it looks just with the default that you'll be set up with. So if we come in and we look at the incidents for this test RTIR that I have here, and we just click on one of those incidents, this is the default new incident display page layout. And what we did was we made them the same as what the previous page layouts were. So if you're used to how things are set up and you upgrade, it's not going to be disruptive to you. But if you did want to ever make some changes, as soon as you're done upgrading, you can go in and you can start making some changes. But if I go in and I select in here in the details section for classification, this is sort of the incident type, right? This is the what is this incident? What's the thing that happened? So if we go in and select one of these values from classification and save, you can see that a couple of different things have happened to this page. One is we see this little process article up here, and this is a feature that was actually available in RTIR 5. What you can do is you can go in articles and write up whatever your process is for handling this particular type or classification of incident, and it pops right up on the page. One of the nice things is now in RTIR 6, you can control where this is displayed on the page. So you could go into your page layouts and move that to a different location. But the other thing that's new in RTIR 6 that's popped up is this is actually different and custom to the spam classification. So what we've done is we've gone in and for each value in classification, there's now a custom page layout that's just for that classification. And this is a request that we got a lot from RTIR users because they said, we handle all these different types of incidents and there's different fields and different things that we want to do based on what that classification is. And that's what you can do now. So what we fully expect is that people will come in and modify these things. We've given you a set of configurations just to get started so that you can see what it looks like and what all those configurations look like. And we've just included, as you can see here, IP down here and domain. These are standard custom fields that are included with RTIR, so we know that your system should have them. So it's just a basic layout, but what we expect is that you'll go in and maybe add more custom fields to this new spam custom field grouping. The other thing that we expect people do is that they come in and they will add values in here to have different classifications because you have different incident types than just the ones that we've included here. So what I wanted to do in the video today is actually take you through that process of saying, okay, I want to add a classification and then I want it to have a new custom field grouping just like we have spam down here, but for my new classification, I want that to pop up whenever people come into this page and they're working on an incident of that type. So let's just go through all the steps and see what it takes to set up a completely new classification with this new set of configuration. So the first thing we're going to want to do is think about what is the new custom field that we might have for whatever this new classification is. So let's say our new classification is phishing. Say we want to treat phishing emails or phishing contacts as a little bit different from spam. And for that, maybe we want to track the way that the phishing request came in, right? So let's start off by creating that custom field. So we'll just come up and do admin, and we'll go into custom fields, and we can create. So as we said, maybe we want to call this the method that it came in. Maybe that's delivery method. Oh, it's right there in my drop down there. So we'll call that delivery method, and we want to make it a drop down. So we're going to say it's a select one value, and then we'll just come down here. We'll create that and then add a couple of different values to this. So say email, right? Common phishing thing, but maybe SMS also, and maybe phone. So that's good for us to get started. So there's our custom field. Let's go in and apply that, and we're going to give that to incidents. So we'll click that and submit. So now we have a new custom field delivery method, and this is going to be, again, for our new classification when we get it all set up, it'll be for phishing. So now that we have the custom field, the next thing is we need is a custom field grouping that is contained in, because that's what we're going to display on the page. So let's do that next. So we'll go Tools, System Configuration. This is where we control. Custom field groupings is just a configuration setting, and we can just do a search on this for custom field groupings. If you haven't used this quick search on the configuration, it's great, very easy to find with so many configuration items, and it just pops you right to it. So we're looking for, this is a ticket custom field grouping. So that's the section that we're going to look at. And you can see the first section here is countermeasures. So we're just going to scroll down. After you install the defaults for your upgraded RTIR system, you'll see there's quite a few in here, different groupings. So we're just going to scroll through. That's for incident reports, as you can see. And there's incidents. Okay, so now we're in the incidents section. And if we scroll down, you'll see there's all the defaults. And again, we just did domain and IP. It's just a starter to get you going. And this is where you can come in and add more custom fields. So you have a couple of things that you track for spam. So you have additional custom fields. You just come in and add them right here. And that's true for all of these different ones. And again, you'll see that they basically correspond to all of the values in classification. So we're going to add a new one. So let's just copy one of the existing ones. So we'll copy that. And then we'll jump in here, paste. And then the new one that we're going to create is called phishing. And then say we do domain, we'll keep that, and then I'll just replace IP. And what we're going to type in here is that new custom field that we created, right? Which was delivery method. So that should be good. Come down, we'll save that, and then a big block of text, but basically it confirms it was changed. That's the thing you're going to look for. If you see, you might see an error here sometimes if one of those commas is off a little bit, or one of your quote marks or something like that. Sometimes you can look at the error and see like, oh, this is the syntax that I didn't get quite right. But do look at the message just to make sure that it does say changed, and it did take the change. Because if it errored, and you don't read the message closely to say, hey, this didn't actually get saved, then you're going to be confused later when the custom field grouping is not there. But it looks like we're good. So that custom field grouping exists now. So the next thing we're going to do is for that phishing new value, we're going to have it point to a custom page layout. So we need to create that page layout. So that's the next thing we're going to do. So let's go into page layouts and ticket, and this is going to be a display page layout. And what you'll see when you come in is these are all the ones that we've created by default for you as part of your RTIR upgrade. So you see there's one for each value, and we just put incident on there just as a reminder that these are really specifically for incidents. You could use these page layouts anywhere, but they're specific really for all of these different values for these. So what I could do is I can come in and I'm going to say create. And probably the easiest way to do this is to pick one of the existing ones and just clone from that. And then for the naming, yeah, there it is right there. We'll go with the same naming. We're just going to go incident with a dash and then phishing, which is the name of the new value that we're going to add to that. So we'll clone that spam, create, and so all the bits are there just for the initial version. And again, later you can come in and make all the changes that you want in here. And there's actually another video where we went through all the different things you can do with page layouts. But right now we're mostly interested in these two. So the first custom field grouping is just called incident details. And that's the one that has all the basics. Specifically, it has classification in there. So you probably don't want to get rid of this, because if this is not there, then you can't change classification. So we'll leave that one there. And then I'm going to come in on the second one. And this is the one that we want to change. So spam, because we cloned it, was the one that was there before. And the grouping that we want to use now is phishing. And because I loaded this page after I made that change to the custom field groupings, this page actually goes and reads those groupings and pulls from it. So it's super easy to add that. It's just I just pick from the list and put that in. So we'll go ahead and update that. And notice new changes pending. Make sure you save after you make your changes here. So there we go. So we have incident phishing as a page layout for display, and that's now created. So now the last thing that we need to do is tie it all together by adding the value to the classification custom field. So let's go ahead and go find that. We'll just go here. There's another way to go there. I'll show you a different way. So if we go to queues, and then I go in and select incidents, and then settings, custom fields, tickets, I only get the custom fields that are applied to the incidents queue. It's a little bit easier to find, especially my test RT. I've got all sorts of different custom fields. So just a tip for you there. So there's classification. So the first thing I'm going to do is come down here and add our new value. Phishing. I'll just use our little helper there. Add that to the list. You can set the order to be whatever you want. So maybe I want to put it at the end of the list. We just confirm that jumped down there. There it is. And there's this new tab over here on the right, which is the page layouts. And this is the part that ties it all together. So you can see you could actually do create, display, and update. But in our case, we're just mostly interested in display. And you can see each of the values here has a different page layout selected, right? So the new one, phishing, it doesn't know what to use, so it's just going to default to default. But now if I come down here, because we created that page layout, all the different page layouts are here, and there it is. Incident phishing, that's the one that we just created. And that's the mapping that we want to do, is we want to say, if classification is set to phishing, that's the page layout to use on the display page. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. And now if we go back to our test incident, which is still set to spam, and then we go ahead and change the classification, which should now have phishing in the list, and it does. So we save that, and then we save, and you can see there we are. So there is phishing with our new delivery method. So that's a quick run through, couple of different areas to touch to sort of set all that stuff up. But once you get it set up, it's just there for your team, and your pages can be set up exactly the way you want them, with exactly the custom fields that you want for each of the different classifications that you set up. Now, we've just done all of this with classification, with incidents, because that is sort of the default, but you could actually use a completely different custom field even. So there's even more that you can do to make this work exactly the way that you want. So there we go. One of the great new features in RTIR 6, you can really customize the incidents page and really all of the queues in RTIR to be exactly the way you want, to try to help your team be as efficient as possible. So we hope you'll take the time to get upgraded and try out RTIR 6 soon. Thanks.